Okay, thanks for coming. We'll throw it out to some questions for Coach Tom Brent.
I'll start real quick because there's two things that we have to address as a team. One is you got to put unbelievable emphasis into your wrestling. Didn't do that. Some cases we did. The other thing is rolling, falling into positions of the opponent way too much, and it bit us. I would say the same thing if we were the winner of the criteria. The criteria, I had actually thought it was a different criteria. I thought they would win on three-point near fall. At the heavyweight, they had a three-point near fall, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't know if we had any three-point near falls, but so I'm a little bit off on the criteria. Match points, you know, it comes down to that, and yeah, you got to have guys scoring points. But regardless, this was you know, Illinois was a good test. You know, Iowa State was in an enemy arena, but not impressed. Not impressed with our team as far as, you know, there's a certain time that you break into a match, and then you got to go. And our break-in periods were real long, and you know, this guy's gonna have to blow off some steam, and so are a lot of other guys too. So
it looked like a few guys were having a hard time completing their takedowns. Is that what you're talking about? Like,
yeah, I think it's more than that. I think it's coming out, and you know, like I said, there's a break-in period. There's certain things where guys are dangerous, they're explosive early in the match. You got to manage those things, but you do that with, you know, hard physical wrestling. We weren't really doing that, so more of, you know, certainly finishing takedowns as well, but more of everything we do. I mean, when you roll and come back on top. You know, don't roll and sit on your butt and let guys squirm and worm away from you. I mean, you take a guy down late in the match, you got to go forward with that pressure. You don't roll to your butt and try to hold. There's eternity left there, and especially against a guy like Chris Perry, where he went. You see him go for the head. I mean, he went for the head. He went for it, and that's how we got to wrestle. And I don't think, you know, I'm not going to speak for them. I don't know how impressed they were either, but you know, regardless. Not talking from their angle anyway. I'm just saying he went for it in that instance.
Tom, since criteria does decide that you go into that last match night, figuring how criteria could match.
Absolutely not. We have to win the match. We have to win the match. I didn't even realize it would come down to the third criteria. I thought the early criteria was three-point near fall. Somebody can check your stats quick and, you know, rule book. Anybody got a rule book?
What we were looking up was like the match points came before near fall, but we were scrambling to try and find it.
You know, so I mean, we know that now.
Despite the way it ended, could you talk about going into it like Ramos's match, what it did to create a stir here and stuff?
Well, I mean, Telford goes out and, you know, you get thrown on your beater and you gotta scrap back, and we give up a major there. You know, 5-0 isn't the end of the world. And then, you know, how he walks off the mat, McDonough comes on the mat. McDonough had to work hard. He had to work real hard. It was 0-0 first period. It seems like he's getting into more of those periods like that, those first periods like that, where it's 0-0. But he's working hard. That was a pretty, I give a lot of credit to McDonough, how hard he worked. And, you know, a guy was clinging on it. He had to work real hard to create openings. But Ramos, give him a lot of credit. Give him a lot of credit. So there's a lot of things that go through your mind right now. Montel Marion, I mean, he gutted one out. There were two whipped, tired pups out there. So,
what did you think of the crowd, you know, being behind your guys?
Crowd is loud. I mean, it was loud. There were Ramos and McDonough, and they know wrestling. This place knows wrestling. I think the entertainment factor, if you want to talk about that, was, you know, probably okay, but you know, you don't get your money's worth unless you come out of here with like that kind of W, and I could like probably chop the table into that kind of performance. So,
what were key points in getting your hand raised at 33?
Staying pretty persistent. You You know, there was early on where he got deep on us. You know, that guy, Oliver's a good finisher. So that's a key point. I mean, dodging that bullet. You know, we made him work on top. We made him work hard on top. A lot of guys lay underneath him. It took us a while to get out, but we made him work hard. I mean, the riding time ended up putting it into overtime. So, and then finishing. Opportunity, didn't finish, opportunity, didn't finish, opportunity, finished. So, you know, there's 3 or 4 good, but it's persistence. And that's what Ramos is. And coming off a loss a week ago or so, and righted the wrong, so to speak. But, you know, this is a dual meet, so a lot of wrestling to go. A lot of wrestling to go.
The streak was hyped a lot. What does it mean now, the way it ended?
I mean, we don't like it to end. Your next event is always the most important event. This was certainly an important event. We went out to win it. We changed the schedule. We originally slated for Sunday because we wanted a crowd here. They were willing to change as well. It was you know, it ended up 1 and 2. I don't know where we'll be ranked after that, you know, with the Southern Scuffle results and stuff. Who knows how the votes go? It doesn't really matter, though. There's a lot of wrestling coming up in the next 4 weeks that are going to define, you know, our program. And so the streak, you know, it's regret because it's however many years, 3 years or 3.5 years or 80, whatever, 83, 84, 85 events. In the rear view mirror, now it's over. That's a long time, so there's regret there, but we don't dwell on streaks.
Just to clarify for everybody, the first criteria was number of matches won by each team. The second criteria was number of either falls or tech falls. The third criteria is match points.
Coach, it was originally supposed to be on Sunday. Why did it get changed?
Just because of Saturday night crowd. I mean, you're talking Sunday afternoon, you could see that there would be empty seats.
And that wasn't a concern, having to travel to Indiana and come back and all that?
No, that's been talked about a lot. Here's the thing, I mean, in the old days, I mean, we did it, we wrestled 1 and 2 back to back. Sometimes it was in our arena, but sometimes you'd travel and come back. And, you know, I remember one time there was a snowstorm and Gable split the team up in case the plane crashed. You know, but we had to get at least 5 back. And the brothers, the Steiner went on the plane, the Steiner went in the bus, the Brands went on the plane, the Brands went on the bus. He split the rest of the guys, and away we went. I was in the van busting snow drifts, and Terry circled Cedar Rapids in Iowa City for 4 hours, and I beat him home. So, and we had to wrestle the next day. So it's you know, this is wrestling. The national duels, in 2 weeks shorter scheduling just because of the February. So it's okay. It's okay.
Was there any temptation to use St. John?
No, we're smart there. There's a lot of temptation from him. He's chomping at the bit.
What is his status, Tom?
I don't talk about that much. He's making progress. He's good.
Time for one more.
You guys really look for situations like this that really propel your guys on as far as just the emotion, the adrenaline of the night. Talk about how big this was.
Not propel, though, define and move forward. So even if you don't get an A+, you go with the grade and then you move forward. And you continue to make progress because this isn't the end. But it's important. And we went out to win it. I want to make that clear. But we didn't, and we go forward the same either way. Remember, you're contesting individual matches. So that's how, you know, that's how you go as a coach. You look at these individual matches.
What does this do for those guys, though, moving towards nationals?
It moves some guys forward, and other guys know they have work to do. The key is what I just said. I'm talking to my team at the very beginning. I'm talking to my team there. And they have to take that, and they have to do something about it. Because we've been talking about it for 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks. And so, you know, they can't define how they're going to wrestle. And I'm not going to say names, but they can't define how they can't wrestle and cut weight and do things like they did in high school, so to speak. The youth, get out of your system. Doesn't matter if you're a freshman. Doesn't matter. We're talking big-time college wrestling. And we didn't look big-time out there from top to bottom. There was some, like I said, good spots. But we need to look big-time. And how you look big-time is you do what I said at the beginning of this. And that's why I wanted to say what I said.
All right, one more, John.
You pretty much answered it right there.
Thank you,
Thank
everybody.
you very much.
We'll bring John Smith.
is on his way.